Hey everyone, I'm Cosmic and welcome to the Cloud. As I announced in the last video, we recently hit 4,000 subscribers, which is another huge milestone for the channel, and I wanted to celebrate it somehow. I like to keep my videos pretty down to earth, so I thought it would be a good idea to do a Q&A and let you guys know some things about myself that might not normally come up during Splatoon Let's Play commentary. Alright, here we go. First up, Mud Does Art asked, what made you decide to start a Splatoon YouTube channel and who were some of your inspirations? So I'll get more into the Splatoon side of it later because a lot of people asked kind of similar questions, but as far as YouTube, I just watch a lot of YouTube, so I'm inspired by a lot of people. It goes back as far as like Minecraft YouTubers. I watched a ton of Stampy Longnose and stuff he did with like iBallistic Squid. Like I loved Minecraft videos. I loved just like the energy they brought to those. I was always excited to watch those videos, and like I genuinely think Stampy was like just a pretty big influence on me as a person. So I kind of liked the idea of being a YouTuber for a while, but it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I started being even remotely consistent with uploads. I definitely say like the 2019 era of like Splatoon YouTubers, like the big like Octoboy collaborations, just his editing is super cool, and then you know people obviously like Failboat and Jmoji have just this amazing chemistry and humor. Etz was a huge inspiration. Etz is like one of my favorite YouTubers ever. I just really love his editing and comedy style. He was definitely really big influence. You can probably tell in the way I edit my videos. Like I feel like I kind of try to replicate his style. Sometimes I'm almost scared I follow it a little too closely. But then also some less known people. Some of you might know of Horse Feathers from the videos that they did on like the Splatoon Easter eggs and secrets and stuff, but they actually had like whole Splatoon streams and VODs and Mario Kart stuff that's still on the channel. And they actually did a huge series on VR chat that I really liked. They're not quite as family friendly, so be wary of that if you are going to go look at their stuff. And they haven't actually been doing gaming stuff consistently for a while, but I really liked a lot of their streams and videos and Splatoon stuff especially. But I also watch a lot of non-Splatoon YouTubers. Obviously, you know, I have the kind of discussion style videos, and I want to do more like video essay type of stuff. So, you know, people like Game Maker's Toolkit, I really like his videos, just really informative and really well edited. And then other just people who are really well spoken. Rasputin and Daryl Talks Games have some really good video essays. I definitely recommend them. So yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube, so I have like just a lot of inspirations, but yeah, I just hope to bring even a fraction of the energy and passion that those people put into their videos into mine. I'm not quite on their level because a lot of the people I mentioned are like, you know, like full-time, like doing this as a job, but I really do look up to a lot of content creators, and it's always nice to be inspired. Amodia NC asked, what was your first video idea? Well, the first two videos I have on my channel are like Splatoon music montages that actually were inspired by Viantastic, who I didn't mention in the last question. I don't think they've aged super well. They're like okay edits, but like none of the kills are actually impressive. It was all just me trying to like time it to the music, and I don't really think they were that good, so I don't know. They're kind of cringe looking back on them in my mind, but I don't like the idea of deleting old videos. Like I know some people remove them from their channel, like maybe for trying to look professional. That's one thing if you're trying to like, you know, again, do it as a career, but personally I always like being able to like scroll back through YouTubers' history and like see how far they've come, so I'm gonna leave them up there. But yeah, not super proud of them. I actually had a video where I did like a Mario Odyssey challenge where I tried to break every single block in like the final segment of the game, like the escape sequence from the moon, and that actually got like a decent amount of views. It kind of blew up like way after I uploaded it. Not like blew up, it's like 3,000 views or something, but you know, compared to a lot of my videos on the channel, that's pretty good, that's above average. So yeah, my first two things were just sort of like random stuff like that. It wasn't until the final grind that I started like actually making a series and making stuff consistently, so I think it was a decent start. I mean, I wasn't like horrible at editing because I had like a little bit of experience doing just like stuff in like iMovie. Actually, the first two videos were in iMovie, they weren't even in, like I use Premiere Pro now, but yeah, I definitely think I've grown a little bit since then. Okay, next, Valerio asks, how old are you and what's your real name? Probably not going to say my real name, just call me Cosmic. It's not that hard to find my real name if you probably want to, but I guess don't, because that's a little weird, but anyway. I will say how old I am, because that's in my Twitter bio. I'm 21, currently in my senior year of college. Don't really know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life, so that's a little scary, but that's a topic for another day. Elaton asks, do you plan to make more variety content in the future? I think so. I do, you know, do some other, you know, miscellaneous Nintendo things from time to time. It's not only Splatoon, but, you know, as long as the Splatoon hype is there, like as long as we're still getting updates and I'm still super into it, it's kind of just the thing I want to make videos on. It's the thing I'm most passionate about. If some other cool game comes out that I get really into, like, then maybe I'll start making content on it. I'm definitely not strictly a Splatoon channel, but at least for the foreseeable future, it will probably be mostly Splatoon. Although I do want to stream a bunch of other single-player games on live streams, so if you want to stop by for those, that's probably where most of the non-Splatoon stuff is going to happen, like I did with my Hi-Fi Rush series, and I actually streamed like Kirby in the Forgotten Land a while ago, and the VOD is on my channel. I don't know if people even know about that, because it wasn't, I streamed it on Twitch, So like the VODs, I had to upload them manually and put them in a playlist, but yeah, that's there if you're interested. Maki Crossing asked, if Splatoon didn't exist, what would you be making videos about? Probably like Mario challenges or something, I don't know. I mean, I'd want it to be something more unique, I guess. But Mario games are mostly what I play. I mean, probably just some other Nintendo franchise, honestly. Although, I don't know, because I was still in my like Minecraft phase when Splatoon came out, and I kind of started getting really into Splatoon and other Nintendo Switch games, so I kind of moved out of Minecraft and more into Nintendo stuff again. So I don't know, I mean, maybe like, I was never very good at Smash Bros, but maybe if Splatoon didn't happen, I would have grinded Smash Bros more. And you know, that's kind of the same deal where you can always just, you know, make new videos on Smash Bros because every game is different. It's hard to say, because I loved Smash Bros Brawl, and I like Wii U and Ultimate, but I don't know if I would ever get so drawn into them the way I did with Splatoon. So probably something like that, like just another Nintendo thing, maybe Mario games. Gigamoon and Eli asked, why did you get into Splatoon? Well, actually, it was a Stampy video. Stampy was mostly a Minecraft YouTuber, that's definitely what he's known for, but he did a Splatoon video, and that's how I found out about it. I didn't really follow Nintendo news at the time. I didn't watch directs or anything. I just saw a video come up in Splatoon, and it was just like, I just instantly wanted it. Like, normally with games, I have to be like really convinced, like unless it's like a Mario game and I know I'm gonna like it. Like, it takes a lot of convincing, or like even when I start playing a game, it takes me a while like to get into it before it like really clicks with me. But Splatoon, I saw like 30 seconds of gameplay, I'm like, I want it, that looks awesome. Like, it really, I just like, very few games have been like that for me, but something about it just like, I don't know, I just thought the sinking into the ink mechanic was so cool, and it just looked really awesome, and yeah, I basically just watched that video and then got the game on my Wii U and started playing it. I mean, it really was that simple. And then later on down the road, when I got into the community, that's when I like really got into Splatoon. Like Splatoon 1, I actually didn't really watch that much YouTube or anything till pretty close to the end of its lifespan, but then like start of Splatoon 2 and especially Octo Expansion, I just got deeper and deeper into the fan base, and yeah, I have not been the same person since. That Woomy in a hoodie has two questions. One, what is your favorite idol personality-wise? Probably Callie or Pearl, actually. Callie is just like, I don't know, she's just like cute and upbeat, and I like that. And then Pearl is just funny. I like Marina. I like all their designs, obviously. Definitely not Deep Cut, that's all I'll say. I don't know, Deep Cut's personalities, I like them more now after like Big Betrayal and stuff, but I still like the older idols better for sure, so yeah. I'll go with Callie, because Callie is generally my favorite. And then, what got you into Splatoon in the first place and eventually into making content? Well, I basically said the first part of that, but into making content, so obviously I was inspired by all those people, but I'm not really sure what exactly pushed me. Like I said, I've always kind of liked the idea of making videos ever since I started watching them. I've always liked making things. I think what happened is like I kind of just like casually talked about it, and then I'm pretty sure my sister got me my first capture card for my birthday or Christmas or something. And it wasn't like, I use like an Elgato now, which is kind of like the name brand one. It was a cheaper one, but it, you know, it worked. It was enough to record gameplay and make something out of it. So I guess it was kind of just like by chance that I actually started. But then, you know, once I started doing it, I realized like, hey, this is like a fun way to, you know, make something about a game I really like and kind of express myself. And then, you know, eventually obviously start building an audience and talking to other people. So yeah, it's basically just gotten more fun the further I've gone on, because the thing I really just want to do is talk to people about Splatoon. So now that I can read comments like this and, you know, live stream chat and all that stuff, like, it's a very rewarding thing. Like, the more you do it, the more enjoyable it's going to get. So I guess that is my answer. Alright, looks like we got a few that are just about Splatoon stuff specifically. So Loki asked, what is your favorite weapon class and why? Kind of the boring answer, but probably shooters. I just love how versatile they are. They feel really good with stuff like the squid roll in Splatoon 3, and just, I don't know, just the consistency and being able to just like walk up and, you know, take people out. I like being very aggressive in Splatoon, so I like the dualies too. But just as far as the kits, I think dualies might become my favorite if we get like a cool end parry dualie kit in Splatoon 3, but currently it's definitely shooters, because I just love the splatter shot so much, and, you know, it's just so easy to pick up and play the rest of them and kind of figure out what you're supposed to do with it based on the range and the damage, so yeah, honestly, I just like shooters. Lila Quiz, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they asked, what is your favorite Splatoon boss fight? Definitely still the final boss of Splatoon 1. The first Octavio is just really cool. I've kind of already talked about it a couple times in some videos. But yeah, it's so satisfying. The music is so iconic. It's just like a really good challenge, and it lasts a long time. The other Splatoon boss fights are kind of, You could argue they're paced better. Well, I don't know. They're more like cinematic, and they're kind of more about the story, but Splatoon 1 is just like raw gameplay. It's just like go, 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 and it's... I just love it so much. Close seconds would be the Octomah, which is the boss right before that in Splatoon 1. It's just really cool with like the teeth attack. I don't know, I just like that one's design a lot. I also like the Octo Shower from Splatoon 2. I think people generally don't like that one, or like maybe they found it hard or something. I don't know, I think that one was cool just because the arena was different and had like the towers you could climb. Superstar5699 asked, what is your favorite aspect of Splatoon? Honestly, it's kind of hard to say because the gameplay is like, you know, what drew me in, just the concept of the, you know, swimming into the ink and everything. But probably, I would say just like the world building and like the, not even necessarily the characters, but just like the setup of the world as this like, you know, post-apocalypse. I just think it's really, really cool. I want to talk about this in a video eventually, but just the way it connects to our own world and the things that it actually feels like they're saying about our own world in the story, like, I don't know, just in the fact that like the world evolves over time, like the Octolings coming to the surface and then like Octoling stuff appearing in Splatsville, like just the way it's a living game and a game that you can, you know, kind of insert yourself into, and the fact that everyone has like their own canon because like from their perspective they are the agent and everyone else is just like a random person in the city. Like, I don't know, I just really, really love the way it's all put together, and it feels like everything has like this explanation and background, and it's really, really cool. So I mean, the gameplay is like the main thing that makes me keep playing, but the world is the thing that I think about all the time when I'm not playing, you know? And it's kind of crazy that it's like good enough that I'm really just like always thinking about it all the time. So I would say that. Tori asks, what is your dream kit for any weapon? Honestly, the vanilla splatter shot we have in Splatoon 3 is pretty close. I think Trizuka's probably my favorite special in Splatoon 3, and it's one of my favorite in the series. Suction Bomb probably wouldn't be my first pick. If it had Splat Bomb Trizuka, that would be perfect, I think. I really like Splat Bomb, but I also like Suction Bomb on it, so I'm not sure. But as far as one that's not out yet, I mentioned the End Parry Dualies earlier. Curling Bomb and Inkjet on that, like it had in Splatoon 2, would be really, really amazing, because Inkjet has gotten so much better since Splatoon 2. Like, I always liked the idea of that kit in the second game, but the way it actually functioned, like, Inkjet just ended up feeling really weak for a while. So, Splatoon 3 Inkjet on Dualies with the Squid Roll and a Curling Bomb, like, that would just be, like, the ultimate, like, movement weapon. And being able to pop Inkjet and like go up onto people's plats and fire down and then recall, you know, I just, that would be super fun. So I'd honestly probably say that, and that's, you know, a possible thing that might happen, so that's exciting. Goofy Tuber asked, what are your thoughts on GooTuber? Well, you're probably not gonna like this considering it is your name and profile picture, but I'm not really a big fan of it. I like the concept of the store charge thing, but like other chargers can also store charge, just not as long. And I don't really know if there's actually that much of a benefit to being able to store it that long because it doesn't actually have that good range, and the charge is kind of slow. I like the update they did recently where you know, it's easier to see when you'll get a one-shot on the reticle, but like, I don't know, chargers in general are not really the class I like using, and GooTuber is probably one of the last ones I would use. Maybe I'd use it over like E-Liter, but yeah, it's not really a weapon for me. Winnie728 asked, what is your favorite Splatoon song? That is really hard, because I really, really like a lot of Splatoon songs. I might have to say Ink Me Up, which was the Splatfest song from Splatoon 1. It just has like this really, really fun energy. I really like the Squid Sisters' voices. It's my favorite Splatfest song, easily. But another really strong contender is Split and Splat by Chirpy Chips. Probably my favorite like normal battle song. I don't know, it's just so like nostalgic, and I just think combining chiptune and rock is like the coolest thing ever. Chirpy Chips are definitely my favorite band in the game, maybe excluding Idols, but I don't know, because I honestly just love their music so much. But yeah, obviously things like, you know, Calamari Incantation, actually I really like Shark Bites, that's an underrated one. I like that one more than Nasty Majesty. Pretty much all of them are from Splatoon 1 and 2. Splatoon 3 has some really good songs, but I don't know if any of them top my all-time favorites. So I'd go with Ink Me Up or Split and Splat. I cannot choose between those two. The Enigma92 asked, what is your favorite Splatoon stage? If you've seen my Flounder Heights video, yeah, it's probably Flounder Heights. Splatoon 1 Mahi Mahi is really close. I really like the look of Bluefin Depot. I don't know if it's my favorite to play on. I probably have to go with Flounder Heights, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good ones in Splatoon 1 especially, but it's Flounder Heights. OP McGee asked, favorite band and idol group and favorite song from each. It's honestly really hard for me to choose between Squid Sisters and Off the Hook. For the longest time, I thought Squid Sisters were my favorite. They probably still are music-wise, but I really like Off the Hook as characters, so I guess that's what I'll go with. Favorite song from each. I mean, I just brought up Ink Me Up from Splatoon 1. That's probably still my favorite Squid Sisters song, although Tomorrow's Nostalgia Today is also really good. And Calamari Incantation, but probably Ink Me Up is what I'd go with. For Off the Hook, I'd probably say Shark Bites. I really like Shark Bites. I think that is highly underrated. And Deep Cut, I'd probably go with Daybreaker Anthem. Big Betrayal is really good, but Daybreaker Anthem is the first one I heard from them where it's just like, I mean, that song is just so emotional already, and I know it's just gonna hit so hard after the last Splatfest. So I'd probably gotta go with that one. Hand Sanitizer asked, what is your favorite Splatoon 2 song? It might be Shark Bites. Is that cheating? Maybe I should do a multiplayer song, because I've already talked about that one. Well, actually, I don't really like a lot of the Splatoon 2 multiplayer songs. Actually, okay. If we're talking non-Octo expansion, Tidal Rush is very good. The final boss fight music in Splatoon 2, once, you know, Callie's brainwashing starts going away, but before Calamari Incantation, they have, you know, this, like, orchestral version of, Bomb Rush Blush and Tide Goes Out, which is like, you know, it's their literal songs, but it's also used as their like character motifs, so it's cool musical storytelling, and it's very exciting. Even though the boss fight itself is, you know, not that good, the music is very good, so I'd go with that one. And I guess this next question is fitting for that. If you were squidnapped and got hypnotized, what kind of accessory would you wear? I don't know. How about, you know in the SpongeBob movie when everyone gets mind controlled with the chum buckets on their heads? I'd have that, but just like a slosher. Sure, let's go with that, yeah. ZP asked, why do you prefer the vanilla splatter shot over T-Tech? Pretty much just Trizuka. I've always thought Trizuka is fun, and right now it's actually kind of meta. I really thought I was going to like Triple Ink Strike when they first showed it off, but I don't know, something about it just feels off to me. Like the throwing arc is kind of weird, and like the explosions themselves are just like, they feel so weak after using Splatoon 1 Ink Strike, which like, Splatoon 1 Ink Strike lasts way longer and has like a bigger radius, so it just feels a lot more impactful because you're like actually controlling the space for a longer amount of time. And I know there's like, you know, tricks you can do with the way you throw Triple Ink Strike to make them land at the same time or one after another, and like it's cool that there's that depth to it, but something about it just, I don't know, it's just not one I like using as much. Zuka, I can just pop and kill a guy across the map, and that is very fun, and has continued to be fun, so I like the vanilla. Superstar said, if you had the chance to live in the Inkling and Octoling world, would you do it? Remember, Inklings and Octolings experience death multiple times in a match and face a huge threat to their entire civilization every few years. That's true, but I mean, most of them don't have to deal with that. Only the agents do it, and supposedly no one else is even really aware of what's going on. So, I mean, if the video game logic persists and, you know, the city always ends up getting saved, I guess that's not really something most people would have to worry about. As far as the dying in the match thing, that's true, but if I'm not that into sports in real life, who's to say I would be into sports in the Splatoon world? I mean, not everyone plays in the Ink battles, right? You could just be an Inkling and just, like, super jump everywhere, and that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. There is the whole thing of Inklings canonically being kind of stupid, and I don't know if I'd want to live in a world where people are like, you know, I don't think I want to be the smartest person in the room because I don't feel like I am very smart, and I don't think that would be a good thing for society as a whole. But they seem competent enough. I mean, they have like cities and trains and things. Plus you get cool future technology, like the spawner drones. I mean, even if you don't die and respawn, you could just like fly around in the spawner drone, right? That'd be cool. I feel like there's enough things going for it. And considering they still have like video games in the internet, like I don't really know what I'm losing per se. So yeah, sure. I will say yes, I will do that. Sanic Dude 246 says, you get the ability to play Splatoon with a keyboard and mouse for a year, but that's the only control setup you can use for that year. Do you accept or continue playing how you would right now? I do not do that. I would rather play on a controller. I know keyboard and mouse for shooters is like technically the most precise, but I like motion controls. I like playing on a controller. I don't really think I would want a different control scheme for Splatoon. I'm just mostly a console gamer in general. Like, I've played Halo on a keyboard and mouse, and like it does feel really good, but I don't know, like reaching some of the keys just feels awkward for me. I just feel better on a controller. So yeah, I would stick with the real controller. Skrunkly Gaming asked, what is your favorite and least favorite thing about each Splatoon game? Or do you have any gear loadouts that you wear that you view as iconic? I'll answer both of these, why not? So, favorite and least favorite thing. Favorite thing about Splatoon 1, I feel like it's just like the atmosphere. Like, it's hard to kind of quantify it, but something about the game, like the lighting and the music and everything together, the game just kind of feels different, in a way that's just really kind of nostalgic, and it's just like very like cozy in Splatoon 1 in a weird way. Like it's kind of, it doesn't look like it would be, but it's, you know, I mean, I guess it's just because of nostalgia, I guess, but it's just very comforting playing Splatoon 1 because of the sound of the game. Like the audio mixing is just different. Like something about the look and feel and sound of the game is just, it's just not the same in the other games, and I don't know if it's like better, it's just, you know, I have sentimental attachment to it because it was the first one. So I guess just like the vibes. And the least favorite thing about Splatoon 1, I mean, just not having all the quality of life stuff, I guess, like gear just being random. Like you don't have chunks in Splatoon 1, you just re-rolled and hoped you got the right thing. So it just, yeah, like the lack of customization, there was way less gear. Just not having the things the other games have, I guess, is the worst thing. At the time, it was pretty much perfect. I mean, gear being random, I guess, was always a little annoying, but yeah, I'll go with that. Those are both kind of vague answers for Splatoon 1. Splatoon 2, I can tell you my least favorite thing is the specials, because the entire gameplay loop of Splatoon is, you know, surviving long enough, building your special, and then that's supposed to be like the reward, you know, it's like, oh, I get to use my special now and kill people and take objective, and in Splatoon 2 that just like doesn't work because half the specials suck. And it makes it really hard to go back to that game, and I just honestly, I don't know, the visual designs of the specials even just don't look as cool. Like Baller just looks so lame to me, I don't know, compared to something like Kraken, which feels awesome, so I'd probably go with that. Favorite thing about Splatoon 2, I'm just gonna say Octo Expansion. Just all of Octo Expansion is the best part about that game. I mean, that's just like my favorite single-player video game. Oh, okay. It's one of my favorite games ever. I don't know if I can put it over like Mario Galaxy, but I really, really love Octo Expansion, so I'll just say all of that for Splatoon 2. Splatoon 3, probably my favorite thing is the movement. Just, you know, the squid roll. I wish the maps took advantage of it more, obviously. But even with the maps we have, like just the way the game flows and like the motion controls are better than they were in Splatoon 2. And just the feel of the game, like it's very different from the feel of Splatoon 1, but it feels very refined. Like it does feel like the third game in the series, just in the sense of the UI is clean, the game just feels nice to play and move around it, just the general game feel. Is my favorite thing about Splatoon 3. I genuinely do think the like very, you know, basic just movement and shooting feels better in Splatoon 3. Splatoon 1, it was good, but it's a little different with just the way the weapons paint the ground, like making movement a little bit harder. I think Splatoon 3 actually does it better, even if the motion controls are like a little bit more delayed. Least favorite thing about Splatoon 3, this question is turning out to be kind of long, but the maps is the obvious answer, so I'm gonna not say that, but the maps are a thing. But just the kind of, the FOMO stuff, like, I like the idea of the catalog in theory, but I just don't like when games force me to play them at their pace. You know, I don't really like time-restricted things in general. Like, events like Splatfest or Big Run are fine, because it's like, okay, you have, like, 48 hours to come in and play this thing that, like, you know, you only have to play each of those for, like, 2 or 3 hours to get the most out of them. But stuff like the catalog, like I personally am able to grind to level 100 in catalog. It's not even a grind. Like I can get there very easily in 3 months for how much I play the game. It's not a problem. But just the fact that I feel pressure at all, it's just kind of annoying. You know, like I just want to be able to complete the game and play the game at my own pace, and unlock stuff as I want to. And then, you know, it's a multiplayer game, so then some other people will complain and be like, oh, I can't get to level 100 in that amount of time. And then it's like, you know, it just feels like there's this disconnect with the community. Like, it's not like everyone has access to the same things. I like when it's all just, you know, everyone's just playing the game at their own pace, unlocking stuff, and having fun, and it's not like, oh, you have to get on the game to get all these items or they're gonna go away. Like, that stuff is just annoying. It's why I can never play games like Fortnite, where stuff just goes away forever. Like, that just, I don't like when games do that. Anyway, next question. Do you have any gear loadouts that you wear that you view as iconic? I'm not sure if you mean iconic, like, to the series, or, like, iconic to me. I mean, my Splattershot build is like the one I use in a lot of thumbnails, so that's kind of like my look, I guess, but then I also have like my, you know, orange inkling guy from Splatoon 2, which I'm actually kind of trying to redesign. I really want to draw a new thing for the outro. but I just haven't had time or motivation. I would like that one to be iconic. I guess I want to do a redesign of my like outro and profile picture Inkling. I would like that to be like my iconic Inkling look. I have not done that yet, so I don't know. I guess I don't really think anything's iconic yet for me, but I would like to make it so eventually. The Cabal asks, what are your favorite clothing items from just the looks? I mean, in Splatoon 3, I do normally take the time to actually build the gear that I want on the outfits that I like. I really like my Splatana / Dually build, where it has the schoolgirl outfit. I think that's an iconic piece of gear from Splatoon 1, with the goggles too, so I guess that's probably one of my favorite outfits I've made. So yeah, I'll go with that. The Local Potato asked, what are some games apart from Splatoon that you would like to play or are currently playing / enjoying? Currently I'm playing this game called Outer Wilds. You might have heard of it. I feel like people talk about it a lot, but I don't know of many people who have actually played it. But it's basically just this game where you fly around and explore the solar system in space. And there's not like anything technically preventing you from just beating the game right away, except you just have no idea how. So the game is basically just flying around to each planet, discovering things like translating this text you find on walls, and just like unlocking the secrets of the world basically, and just figuring out where to go and what to do. And like something in one area will give you a hint for how to like progress in another area. And I haven't finished it yet. It's been going on for a while now. I kind of just been playing it on and off, but yeah, it's just a really cool type of game, because some of it is like the execution of like flying the ship around or like, you know, getting places fast enough, but a lot of it is just like gathering information. So it's just a really interesting gameplay loop, and that's been pretty cool. As far as games I would like to play, I'm really looking forward to the Super Mario RPG coming to Switch and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I have played Thousand Year Door, the original, but I really want to play the remake. I think I might stream that, so I'm looking forward to that. Super Mario RPG I haven't played, but I've like watched like a whole playthrough, but I might stream that too. I like Mario, I like Mario RPGs, so if those are both coming out, I'm excited for those. I mean, besides that, my most anticipated game is just Side Order, obviously, so, but I assume we will get exciting announcements next year, because there's rumors of like a new Nintendo console, but that's still pretty far in the future, so yeah, for now, just Mario RPG stuff. Druv Shaw, I'm not sure if I said your name right, sorry, they asked, what is your second favorite game? I'm a very big Mario guy. Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey, 3D World, Bowser's Fury. I don't know which of those. I guess Mario Galaxy is the one I grew up with. So besides Splatoon, Mario games are all pretty close to my heart. So I'd go with just that series in general, especially Mario Galaxy. Minecraft was a really huge part of my life, but I just don't really play it as much anymore, so I don't know if I would still consider that. Like Minecraft 1.8 is one of my favorite games, but the new versions, you know, I'm one of the people who kind of will actually sometimes go back to the old versions. Like I don't know, I'm just not as interested in the updates they're doing for the game nowadays. But yeah, if we're talking second favorite, I mean, I still consider Mario Galaxy one of my favorite games of all time, maybe like tied with Splatoon. Splatoon obviously I really like, but yeah, just Mario in general is the answer. Ya boy the Corgi with a cap 8593 asked, have you ever played Doom Eternal? No, I have not. I might like it a lot, because I really like movement in games, and like I know it's a very satisfying, just like very video gamey game. Like, you know, you just get into like the moving and the shooting and playing very aggressively, is what I've heard about it. So I think I would like it. I'm not really into the aesthetic of like, you know, exploding blood monster things, but I don't know if it's that gory, if it's just, you know, I don't know. The aesthetic is not really for me, but the gameplay might be, and that might make up for it. I might play it at some point. I don't really have any plans right now. It hasn't really been on my radar, but yeah, there you go. Google account asked, what is your favorite food? Probably gonna have a pretty boring answer. I'm kind of a picky eater. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go with Raising Cane's chicken fingers. That's you can't go wrong with Raising Cane's. I'm a Cane's enjoyer. Mooney asked, what are your favorite kind of chips? I actually have an answer for this. The Cape Cod, like, kettle-cooked potato chips. They're good. They're very crunchy and, like, thicker than, like, you know, Lay's chips are very, like, airy and, like, I mean, they have their own kind of satisfying crunch, but the kettle chips are, like, they're very salty and very probably not good for you, but I don't care because they taste really good. Ryan asked, do you play any instruments? I used to. When I was, really young, I took piano lessons, which I think a lot of people did. But yeah, kind of fell off of that pretty fast. But I also was in marching band in high school, and band in middle school. I played trombone, technically since like 4th grade all the way up through 12th grade at the end of high school. I was never very good. I didn't practice a ton. I liked marching band. I had a lot of friends in marching band, and it was fun. I liked marching more than I liked playing the instrument. But I did play trombone. I was good enough to, do marching band and not totally mess everything up. Music is cool. I have a lot of respect for people who do music stuff. I have a friend who's like in college right now to be I think he wants to be a producer, but he's obviously taking lots of different kinds of classes, and that's super cool. I respect music people. I just don't have I don't have my trombone with me at college even. I left it at home. And I just haven't really had the motivation to keep up with it. Because, I don't know. I'm trying to do editing stuff with YouTube, and I'm also trying to learn like, digital drawing and like motion graphics stuff. So I express creativity in other ways. Music is something I used to do, but probably won't really go back to. Maybe eventually, but yeah. Don't really play instruments anymore. Oh, well, this is a good follow-up. Chair Penguin asked, what kind of music do you listen to? A lot of electronic stuff. For a while, it was kind of, like future bass, kind of not like hard dubstep, like melodic dubstep sometimes, but then, more like EDM, drum and bass stuff. But also, recently it's kind of expanded. I listen to just like indie pop stuff I find on YouTube. Some Japanese music, a lot like J-pop and J-rock is always nice every now and then. I do listen to video game music too, not like as my primary thing normally, but there's a lot of really good like Nintendo soundtracks that I like. And also Insane in the Rain music, you guys might know about him. He used to do jazz covers of video game songs basically. He's kind of moved on to actually making soundtracks for games, which is really cool. But he's, kind of mostly done with being a content creator. He made like a whole video about it. But he has a lot of really, really good, I like covers of video game music. I actually listen to like a lot of those in general, covers and remixes. It's pretty obvious my music taste has been inspired by like YouTube gaming stuff. Like the Fat Rat was kind of how I got like into EDM, and his whole thing is like, you've definitely heard his songs before in YouTube videos because he makes all his stuff copyright free. Which is really cool. But yeah, I've been a fan of him for a long time. I always have trouble kind of defining my music taste because it's not something I like think about. I just like find music on YouTube. I use YouTube more than like Spotify or anything, just because I like reading comments on songs, which is, I don't know how many other people actually do that, but I always, I like reading the comments of pretty much every video I watch on YouTube, and that includes music. So I haven't moved to another platform for music because I just like having the comments. There's channels that, will post songs to kind of give artists publicity, and then they'll post like, art with it on a thumbnail, and it's like, I like seeing the art. So like, it's a whole experience for me. But the music itself is like, I don't know. I just kind of go off whatever mood I'm in. That Sami asked, is a hot dog a sandwich? Why is it a sandwich or not? Explain in 60 words or more. I don't know if I'm going to get the word count right, but my stance on this, right? If a submarine sandwich is a sandwich, like that you get from Subway, like that's a sub, the full name of a sub is a submarine sandwich. And if that is a sandwich, shouldn't a hot dog be a sandwich? Because it's basically the same thing. It's just like bread. I know some people have like, a problem with if it's fully sliced through all the way, or if it's like on top, but like I feel like that's the same thing. I don't think that changes the food if you just slice the bread all the way. So I would say a hot dog is a sandwich. It's effectively meat between bread, so that's my stance on it. I know some people get heated about this, don't come at me, but I feel like it is a sandwich if you ask me. If a submarine sandwich is, a hot dog is. Crabs for Cab says, can this be the last question? Yes, and that's it. That's all the questions. So thank you guys for commenting, thank you guys for 4,000 subscribers. Like I said, this is a pretty huge milestone. It's crazy how fast we've been growing. It really just, I've kept making videos and the subscriber count has kept going up, so it's been really cool to see. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it's so much more fun now that like I actually get comments on videos and get people hanging out in live streams, and for me it's just about kind of like being there in the moment. I just want to kind of leave a mark on the Splatoon community, whatever that ends up being. Like I hope Side Order is really fun with all you guys. I just hope we can keep making some cool videos, and just be a part of the Splatoon 3 experience while we have it. So I'm really grateful that it's been paying off, and you know, my channel has been getting bigger, has been getting some recognition. I hope I can continue to work hard to make some cool videos for you guys, and we'll keep moving up. But that's it for today, so thanks for watching. This has been Cosmic. Farewell.